Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome yet again to what has the promise to be a very, very interesting encounter in the Dafabet Pearl of Africa T20 series. Uganda are taking on the Western Giants, Nigeria.
Good afternoon yet again to all the listeners and viewers all over the world. We're bringing to you yet another game of the Dafabet Pearl of Africa T20 series, sponsored by Rock Telecom, who are our internet providers, who are an exceptional brand around Uganda in terms of internet provision. We're also very, very glad and grateful to Uganda Airlines for partnering with the Uganda Cricket Association to bring to you guys the Pearl of Africa T20 series.
And opening for Team Uganda, Sawood Islam, who sat out the morning game, has returned into the lineup. Simon Sesazi, who arguably led Uganda to victory against Kenya this morning. Oh dear. Sawood Islam pulls that straight down. Uganda will get its first runs on board.
Peter Aho's pace seems to trouble Sawood Islam right there. Sawood Islam very late on the pull shot and could only manage to pull that down the screen, you would say, to pick up just 2 runs.
Not the very best way to get off the mark. Didn't get the contact he wanted. But Sawood Islam will be looking to fence his number on this team.
Trust Peter Ho. The fact that he seems to put in, bend his back when he's bowling a couple of his deliveries and gets a bit of life from that. Gets many wicketkeepers love to see balls get as much carry as that one did.
Interesting decision from Joshua Ionaik, the captain of this Nigerian outfit. Oh dear, and that could be gone. Oh, dropped. Nigeria won't get many chances. Miscued by Mohammed Islam. Davis, that looked like a shot that would customarily come from your bat.
And there you go once again. But yes, clearly a shed of pace from Peter Ho, troubling Sawood Islam. He's not getting the timing that we've become accustomed to seeing. And as we mentioned, I think in one of the games earlier, the third man position, which traditionally was a place where they used to stack fast bowlers that couldn't field, has now in the modern game turned into a wicket-taking position. And it's unfortunate to see the third man fielder put that down. That could have been a very, very big moment in this game.
Simon Sesazi looking to press play from where he started. He does look a little sluggish for my liking, Davis. Perhaps a little done in by the morning batting stint.
Yeah, it wouldn't be easy for him to follow up his exceptional performance in the morning. But we must recognize that he is one of those that he's already scored over 100 runs in this tournament, which is a plus. He's probably the Ugandan leading scorer so far. But the real mark of a batsman is the degree of consistency that he can look to give his team. He is starting on 0 in this particular match, so the Ugandan team will be hoping he can continue to continue just get even better.
Well, he definitely can't be compared to the freshness of Daisies. His third legs will be perhaps his downfall. But here comes Muhammad Taiwo. Did I get that right? Or is that... yeah, Prosper Oseni. Apologies. Prosper Oseni bowling up fast change. No, sorry, opening for Team Nigeria from the Lakeshore end. Davis, Nigeria are definitely not Frenchmen. They have learned, they have continuously learned and picked up lessons from other games they've played so far. And interesting to see Prosper Useni and Peter Aho promoted to open the bowling. They have been the bowlers of notice in this campaign.
Saud Islam manages to run that down to the third man region, picks up a single. Yeah, well, Prosper Hosseini has been exceptional. He has literally led, he has literally carried this entire Nigerian lineup in the bowling department. He's picked up a couple of wickets. He's managed to strong oppositions and not allow oppositions get away from them too early. So for me, he's been the find. Besides the challenges he's had with his run-up, he's actually found he's been absolutely very consistent in his approach and what he's done for Nigeria. He slides that down the leg side. Umpire judges that as wide. Not the lines that he should be bowling, considering he has the fine neck fielder up on the ring.
Well, Davis, for a country that has played cricket for quite a bit, Nigeria seem to have stagnated a little bit. Nigeria played their first match in 1904 when a team representing the Lagos colony played against the Gold Coast colony. However, they only recently joined associate cricket set up by ICC in 2002. So they are a pretty young team in that regard.
Yeah, obviously much younger than a couple of associates that have been around the circuit for a while. I think Uganda only gained associate status, if I'm not mistaken, about 1996. That's not too far from Nigeria itself. But besides that, speaking progress, the amount of progress that Nigeria has had, especially in recent times whereby Nigeria finally managed to make it to the Under-19 World Cup. They participated in the last Under-19 World Cup in South Africa. They also participated in the last Global T20 qualifiers in the UAE. So the Nigeria have they've seemed to find their footing at international level, and they'll be hoping that their progress continues to go in that direction.
Well, certainly Saud Islam doesn't need a GPS tracker to find the boundary. He has found his second. Oh, that kept low. That kept low. And Davis, the wicket continues to have mixed feelings.
Yeah, suddenly will start causing a bit of worries to the batsmen. Up and down wickets can be a bit of a challenge. But it's key for the batters to get that out of their minds as quickly as possible, not worry too much about things they cannot control.
Well, Davis to quickly run through the teams.
In recent, finally managed Nigeria to make it to the Under-19 World Cup. They participated in the last Under-19 World Cup in South Africa. They also participated in the last global.
Onunzilike, Daniel Ajekun, Joshua Ayenaik, Muhammad Abdulomnai Taiwo, Mustafa Yusuf,
20 qualifiers in the UAE. So Nigeria have they seem to find their footing at international level, and they'll be hoping that
Peter Aho comes back into the attack. Uganda after two
their progress continues to go in that direction.
For no loss. Well, certainly Saud Islam. Well, Davis doesn't need a GPS tracker. Team is definitely no stickler for fine bowling to find the boundary. He has found his over the second. Given away kept low. Too many extras.
Bit of a body hit for Simon Sesase. For those watching from all over the world, Peter Ho has a degree of pace. He is getting a bit of life from the wicket. And he's catching the batters a bit short in terms of reaction time. So it's very good to see him bowl and bowl reasonably straight, not allow the batters any room.
Well, I did say earlier, Ron Davis, that Simon Sesase's reaction time has dwindled. And he will look to give himself a jolt of life. Try and get not just his head into the game, but his body. He does look a little bit sluggish and hasn't showed any appetite for this inning just yet.
I like the progress that Simon Sesase has made for me. It is a sign that the hard work he's put in is actually reaping rewards. Again, just speaking to the team analyst at the lunch break, I thought an area of concern, of course, not just for me, but even for Uganda going forward, would be the dot ball percentage for Simon Sesase. It is something that he probably will have to intentionally look to work on and better to ensure that he can be able to rotate strike
just yet
as often as possible.
And another body shot. And that's agony will descend upon Simon's head. He will need to take a minute for comfort. Well, Davis, I do remember you padding up and putting pads in areas that had no business being padded up. Simon Sesase perhaps should have read from your playbook.
Well, Adoni, I don't think you seem to remember too many things. You seem to be you're getting too many things off. But I wasn't too bad, especially on the short ball. I don't think I was on either end of the wicket. Simon Sesase has made for me. I could use the bat on either end of the wicket, especially up against a short bowling. So that part about Simon padding up wherever, the extra padding can be a bit uncomfortable. Oh, and unfortunately, Peter Aho hard work he's put drags that down the leg side. After having started off on ball, a pretty good over, he bowls a big wide. The extras column is something that the Nigerians will want to work on very, very fast.
Well, like a basket leaks water, Nigeria are leaking runs. Captain in wicketkeeper Joshua Ionike
at the lunch break, I thought an area of concern, of course, not just for me, but even for Uganda.
Not so sure if it will be wisdom or restraint, but definitely Peter Aho needs to get his line in order. He needs to hit the right areas to ask the right questions of Simon Sesase.
Tracks that down again, but this time around the fine fielder is stationed at the boundary itself, so he manages to keep that just to 1 run. With that single, that brings the Saudi Islam on strike up against. He bowls a big blisteringly fast. The extras column is something that the Nigerians will want.
Unfashionably long, Peter Aho's over.
Pretty good short ball, well directed to work on very, very fast. And Saudi Islam manages to get out of line of that.
Leaks water. Nigeria.
Just so you know that, letting you guys know is that the umpire standing in this particular game, Wandera Eric, standing on the what you would call the leg side end, alongside Simon Chintu, the chairman of the umpires of the Uganda Cricket Association.
Davis, just to perhaps address the changes in the Ugandan team. Captain in
Analysts at the
wicketkeeper
half of
Joshua
the-
Ionik.
at the
Are
lunch
you
break.
shocked that Arnold Otwani has been left out of this afternoon game?
He's not been among the runs yet. He is a key member to this Ugandan setup. I thought this afternoon, another goal this afternoon can find his feet and find his scoring range as quickly as possible. I think a player only gets better by playing games. So him sitting on the bench, I don't think will be very, very helpful.
Well, Arnold Otwani isn't the only one game.
Letting you guys know is that the
All-rounder
umpire standing in
Kenneth
this particular
Weiswap
game.
will- And he will make it. Uganda has fielded Bilal Hassani, Frank Akankwasa, Fred Achalam, Gerard
Standing on
Mubilu
the
has
what you
made
would
his
call the
debut.
leg side
Davis,
end.
I should expect to
Along
see Henry Sentel and Saud Islam Sazi.
And finally get to receive his real official cup, Saba. An honor that he'll probably look to cherish and look to make the very, very best of us. He is one spinner that we do have in the actual national team setup. So to try and showcase what he can do at international cricket is a very, very big deal. I hope he can go well. I hope not only go well in this particular series, but generally speaking, I hope he can do very well in his international career.
Well, Gerard will definitely have a tough errand later on this afternoon. But if Coach Matlani has trusted him, he should be able to trust himself and back his talent. Well, if you're just joining us, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dafabet Pearl of Africa T20 series. We're at Nigeria, who haven't yet won a game, will be looking to remedy that situation against the Cricket Cranes, who are currently second on the table and will be looking to get on top of this Dafabet Pearl of Africa table standing.
That brings an end to the fourth over, and Uganda are 22 without loss. Bowling change from the Gulf Coast end. Peter Aho takes a break, and that brings Muhammad Taiwo, the left-arm fast bowler for Nigeria, into the attack.
Well, Uganda, who seem to have gone off a flyer in the first 2 overs, seem to have pumped brakes. But they will be happy with the fact that they haven't lost an early wicket. Well, Davis, needless to say, Mohamed Taiwo is known to plague Ugandan batters.
Starts off with a dot ball. Bit of uncertain bounce in that one. But Saud Islam managed to keep that to without inflicting any damage on the Ugandan batting lineup. Interestingly for me, you talk about them being the Ugandan team being glad having not lost a wicket. I think the T20 game has evolved way past that. The worry about losing wickets is one many teams don't seem to factor in anymore. They understand, especially that they must capitalize on the first 6 overs. So because they understand that, they know there will be a degree of chances of losing wickets. There is a risk of losing wickets. So they appreciate that they might lose a couple of wickets, but they do not see, many modern teams do not compromise on the target in terms of runs that they're looking to get to, which is about 42 runs.
Well, Uganda are 20 runs from that mark, Davis. And Uganda will do well to try and at least get within the 30-run range, fall short just 10 over that safety net.
Well, I can only hope that we continue to improve in this T20 format, but improve, yes, but the rate of improvement needs to be maybe a bit quicker, considering we do have, I think, an Africa T20 qualifier down in Rwanda coming up. Hopefully we can get through that and get into the main Division 1 Africa qualifier. So we do not have a lot of time to put things together, but generally speaking, I think we need to get to a certain point whereby we can be as dominant as we believe we should be.
Sawood Islam miscues yet another one. You're gonna get there double. Muhammad Taiwo has been tidy. Chance, and what a miss. But Simon Sesazi was acres away from his crease. Matter of fact, he was countries away from his crease.
Very fortunate to have managed to scamper through to complete that run. Very risky, but one that the Ugandans will be hoping this communication challenge gets sorted out and they do not lose a wicket to a run out. Muhammad Taiwo's pace continues to trouble the batters. They seem to be a little bit late. The reaction time seems to be a bit of a challenge. So it is a bit good to see. Something challenging, a bit more than what they'll probably get accustomed to in the national games.
Simon Sesazi scored a memorable 63 runs this morning. Goes over the top beautifully. And sends a very loud message to the Nigerian bowling department. Stay out of my arc. Nigeria will do well to hit. Davis, I must concede, Simon has been making great contact with his bat since morning.
Yes, Tony, I do not think Simon is having a challenge with the boundary percentage. He has a very, very good high boundary percentage. It's just the dot ball percentage that he needs to work on. Otherwise, he'd be a very, very good option up the road. And he's still young, and you'd be hopeful that the percentage game in terms of the dot balls is something that he can look to work on and become a real weapon at the top for Uganda.
Bowling change, Davis. Bowling change for Nigeria. Abolarin Rashid will take over duties from Prosper Husseini. Sawood Islam and Uganda in general will be looking to make absolute use of this final over, this final power play over. That's bubbled by Mustafa. Bringing up Simon Sesazi to the strike.
I like the progress that this Nigerian team has seemed to make each time they have been taken to the ground of the Dafabet Pearl of Africa series. They seem to have kept on improving and ticking off boxes, which is a very good thing. We must remember that this team is without the Okupe brothers, who are a mainstay youths of this Nigerian side.
Well, the Nigerian side has constantly checked their run-leaking rate. And with every game, they have done better. With every game, they have made vital changes. And I must admit, the whole Nigerian setup is a very switched on setup. So they are not to be dismissed.
Good to see you in the commentary box. Shadow batting as straight as Joe Root. Not even close to what you can do on the wicket.
Well, I did fancy myself a drive down the track, Davis. And well, here comes Bolarin Rashid again. Looking like a threat, Bolarin Rashid.
Very good areas he is operating in. He is beating the outside edge of Saud Islam, and that is always a very good sign. He's coming to the side, of course, following, I think, a couple of team challenges that Nigeria were facing. He's coming to the side, and he's looked to provide good backup cover in their fast bowling department. He has asked the batters asked them some pretty good questions that they haven't been able to answer. So for me, he's been a wonderful addition to this Nigerian team.
Well, Davis, what we cannot deny is the need for Uganda to put a full stop on this dot ball accumulation trend. It is beginning to turn into a pandemic.
Fantastic cover from Rashid. And that only goes for 2 runs, leaving Uganda at 31 for no loss in 6 overs.
Well, Davis, whilst they could be in well above the regions of 40, you must admit that by saving this wicket, Uganda give themselves a chance to accelerate at the middle stage of this inning. And they definitely do leave a bit of latitude for their all-rounders, Razat Ali Shah, Dinesh Nakrani, who are known to be big hitters and can take on bowling attacks. So there is some comfort in the state of events at the moment.
Tony, you also do not want to be caught in between the aspect of leaving a bit too much to the middle and the lower order, especially the all-rounders. Considering we are playing on, and not a very, it's not like we're playing on the New Zealand grounds that have been found to be traditionally very small. We're playing on a very sizable ground, so it wouldn't be too easy for batters to walk in and clear or muscle the big boundaries that they would probably be looking for. There is a bowling change from the golf course end. Adedeji, right arm off spin, gets a go early on in this particular game. He's been handy. He's been more than handy for Joshua. He's done a very good job for his Nigerian captain. So far, he's been probably the best all-rounder in this Nigerian setup. Both he's been provided. He's done a lot for this Nigerian side, both with ball and bat. He's an even more than handy fielder. So he's come to the shores of Uganda and put his hand up to be counted.
Well, he did have a bit of a disappointing batting stint on the last outing. But I do have a bit of hope in this young lad. He has looked to have the right head and the right skill to do great things on this Nigerian outfit. Davis, I do see a bit of a resemblance, you know, aside from the fact that Adedeji perhaps bats a little better, but he does, perhaps he also has a better haircut.
More than handy fielder.
But
so
he does look...
He's come to the shores of Uganda.
And he's gone. Joshua Ainaike manages to hold on to that.
Uganda and
Well,
put
it
his
did
hand
look
up to
like
be
it held
counted.
on to him, but well, he did have
Altogether,
a bit of a well done
a
for
disappointing
Team
batting
Nigeria.
stint on the last outing.
And the
But, I
illustrious
do
Simon
have a bit of
Sesazi
hope in this young
is
lad.
out.
He has looked to have the right head and the right
Yeah,
skill
strangled
to
down the leg side.
Do great things on this Nigerian
Not the best
outfit.
of ways to get out, lose the wicket. But his dominance on 15th September at the Entebbe Cricket Oval comes to an end. He's had an exceptional day, one that he will feel he can only look to improve and get better at. But otherwise, I think he wouldn't feel too hard done with what he has managed to provide for the cricket team today. The end of Simon Sesazi allows Ronak Patel to get another go. He missed out on the morning game, but he gets another go up against this Nigerian side that have bowled pretty well in the power play, so they'll be looking to try and make sure they try to dominate this second part of the Ugandan inning.
The fact that Adedeji perhaps bats a little better, but he does Simon's demise. Perhaps he also has a Ronak Patel to the middle. He used to have a big presence, literally and figuratively. But it is good to see Ronak in fine shape and in fine form. Coming in one drop. Well, Davis, again, a bit of changing.
More than handy fielder.
But
So he's
he's
come to the shores of Uganda.
and his goal. Kenneth Weiss were walking at 3, but he has been asked to sit this one out. On Ronak Patel looking to Joshua Ainaike, manages to hold on to that.
Uganda and
Well,
put his hand up
like
be
it
counted.
held on to him, but
Speaking of which, Davis, we did see
well, he did
altogether
have a bit of
unsuspiciously
well
caught
done
a
for
disappointing
Team
batting.
Nigeria
I trust
on the
a
last
lot
out.
more of the younger lads to take on a very, very
capable
Kenyan
Kenyan
team.
illustrious Simon
Sesazi
Sesazi
to see this young
is
lad
out.
again a change
He
in
has
tactics.
looked to have the right
He has pulled
head
out his
and the
guns.
right
Yeah, strangled
Some will say wasted against the Nigerian side. But here we are again. Shout from the Nigerian team. Umpire will have none of it. But he is living dangerously. Sawood
That
Islam.
looked pretty close, you would say. I do not think it's a case of the younger lads and the more experienced lads. I think it's a case of Coach Lawrence Madlani trying to find the combinations he feels will take his team forward and do very, very well for the team. So he's bound to make a couple of changes. He's going to chop and change here and there in his search for what he would believe would be the winning combination for him going forward.
Adedeji bowls down the leg, or perhaps too straight. Sawood Islam tickles one to fine leg. And that will bring us to the end of the over.
With that single, the score is 35 for 1 after 7 overs.
A little too slow, Davis.
Well, 5 and over in 7 overs would be certainly something that the technical team will look at very, very critically. I think for me that is slightly below what would be the standard of T20 cricket. But as we mentioned earlier, the Ugandan team doesn't play too many T20s, so it is a format that Uganda will be trying to find their feet in pretty quickly. But without a doubt, 35 in 7 overs is a bit much low on the lower side.
Well, here comes Abolarin Rashid, yet to pick a wicket in this encounter. But absolutely, absolutely good pace. He will be a man to watch. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for joining us on this live stream. You are in the presence of the Pearl of Africa, the Dafabet Pearl of Africa T20 series, where Uganda, Kenya, and Nigeria are facing off for glory.
Ranak Patel manages to pull that behind square leg, picks up his first boundary of this inning, takes it to Ugandan total to 40 runs for 1 in 7.2 overs. It's absolutely important for Nigeria to ensure that they don't let the Ugandans get away from them pretty quickly. They think they've bowled exceptionally well in the power play. So it's key for them to make sure that in this particular middle session of this Ugandan inning, they find a way of keeping the brakes on. Tony, to the viewers out there in Nigeria, unfortunately we are in COVID times. The plan of this year of trying to bring Eddie Kenzo here to try and entertain the fans can't happen. But so to our viewers out there in Nigeria, it's unfortunate that you'll not be seeing Eddie Kenzo here to perform. But generally speaking, Uganda is a lovely place to be. Probably some of the most hospitable people in the world.
Well, Davis, there have been questions, and there have been concerns that is that might be an alternative truth, like Trump likes to say.
Another version of the truth.
But it is a beautiful country, without doubt, with literally the best weather in the world. I have mentioned before that in Uganda you can experience all the seasons in just one day. Patel, he does look like a man in charge. Fully played by Saud Islam. He will get just one of that. And that will bring us to the end of the over.
Uganda are at 44 for 1 after 8 overs.
And Uganda's fortunes will have to change. Uganda will have to step up, pedal up, and try and get into the regions of 60 runs if they are to have an opportunity to accelerate at the tail end of this innings. Without a doubt, Davis, Uganda does have the guns. I dare ask Davis, will those guns fire today?
The bullets in the guns. Will the bullets actually be able to come out and hit their targets? That is the million-dollar question, especially in a big ground. But for me, I think we need to find a way of maybe upping the rate a little bit. 44 in 8 overs for 1, Not too many teams will be very happy with that. But as I mentioned earlier, this Ugandan team is yet to find its feet at T20 cricket. But so far, it's leaving a bit too much to be desired. But a bowling change from the Gulf Coast end. Yusuf Mustafa gets a goal this afternoon. He's up against Saud Islam.
Well, Davis, Uganda will fancy themselves a silver bullet in the name of Riazat Ali Shah, who has proven to deliver results. Can they get to, even after the fumble from Peter Aho? Chance. Ronak Patel makes it back to the crease just in time. But Davis, again, I think we have got to spend some time on just looking at this Nigerian setup. They have made some and chance again and taken. Mustafa Yusuf strikes. Ronak Patel played that with the wrist, but didn't get the elevation or the distance.
Ronak Patel will suddenly be an angry man with himself that he managed to pick out the only man stationed in the onside, and he hits that down the throat of a waiting deep square leg fielder. Disappointing end. He was looking like he was probably going to take charge of this Ugandan inning and look to amp up the tempo, but that is yet to happen, probably later on in the series. But with that brings Riazat Ali Shah to bat at number 4. He'll be expected to try and up the tempo a bit, pick up a couple of boundaries while rotate the strike, and hopefully they'll be hoping that Saud Islam is able to be a supporting partner to Riazat Ali Shah.
Well, Davis, I must concede that this is a very, very good thing to see Riazat Ali Shah walking in at 4. There are concerns that perhaps it's too much work for the young lad. But I want to call that again factually inaccurate. He is a very capable batsman. He is able to adjust to a game plan. He is able to accelerate. So he is the right man, especially in the shorter version of the game, to walk in at this point. Davis, I know you disagree, but I think he's about to prove you wrong.
Well, I'd like to look at it slightly differently. I think, Riazat Ali Shah walking in with 12 overs is a bit of a good thing. It allows him time to build an inning and score, not just be the hard hitter that he seems to have been made with the finisher, but it allows him to transition into what could be an out-and-out batter. Allows him some time to build an inning and look to probably explode and fully utilize his abilities at the back end of the inning.
Well, I'm glad to have converted you, Davis. Riazat's entrance at number 4 does literally move him up into the prime batting spot.
Tony, I can't think of a better time for you to just keep cut when we start speaking about out-and-out batters. That is a conversation you come very, very far from.
Davis, in my cricketing history, I have never batted below number 4. I might not have played for the national team, but it wasn't due to lack of opportunity. It was due to lack of interest.
Yet again, says a lot about the teams you used to play for.
Well, I did play for some of the top clubs in Uganda. Clubs you've played for yourself. So it's a bit confusing that you make that comment, but I will take it in good faith and forget all the boundaries I've hit you at this point and focus on the return of Prosper Huseni.
Well, forgive my lack of focus on your success in Division 3 cricket in Uganda, but otherwise, as you say, let's focus on Prosper Huseni's dominance so far in the series.
Absolutely, Davis. I think we'll agree to disagree. Prosper Huseni is and has been a revelation for this Nigerian team. He has picked the crucial wickets. He has given them wicket-taking opportunities. He has given them breakthroughs when they needed them. And suffice to say, they do need a breakthrough at this point. Whichever wicket they get, it will be detrimental to the Ugandan camp, and it will be a welcome gift to this Nigerian outfit.
Another single down to third man area. That allows Saudi Islam take strike. Saudi Islam is on 22 of 31. He's clearly eaten up about 5 overs. Now is about the time he's probably going to be looking to try and accelerate and get his strike rate a bit much higher, but generally provide the impotence that this Ugandan inning needs.
Well, he has been a bit quiet, too quiet for my liking, Davis. He has chewed up more balls than any T20 batting team should like. Saud Islam gives the strike off to Riyazat Ali Shah. I think it's very clear what this team is up to, Davis. I think Riyazat has been given his orders. He has been given license to kill. And Saud Islam will do well to pass on the strike. Miscued yet again. Can they get 2? No. Well, Riyazat Ali Shah, for all the length of the bat that he has got only the toe.
Well, good to see a bit of intent from the batters. They recognize that they are fast approaching the halfway stage of this inning, and then they are just at 49 runs. So they understand that they need to get this going as quickly as possible.
Driven down hard by Saud Islam. They will get 2, and Saud makes it safely. Finally, we're seeing some good running. Davis, you did mention earlier that this ground is huge, and I reckon you have some more advice to this batting team in the same regard.
Just following up on that point is, I think it's not an easy ground to walk in and come and just start walking sixes all over the ground. It is a big ground, so it's key for the guys that are batting, especially up front, for them to be able to set up a reasonably good platform. By that, I do not exactly mean that they need to go and come out and bash the ball all over the place. They need to run hard. They need to run, especially as I mentioned, hit the ball in the outfield and be able to push the field to run twos. They need to give themselves a bit of a chance. I don't think it's a ground whereby you'll easily get 10 runs and over for 6 overs. It is a big ground. You lose a couple of wickets trying to do that. So it's key for you to consistently score 7, 8 runs and over without taking too much risk.
Well, it has been a Kalahari of boundaries out here. Oh.
Pete Shabi from Nigeria.
Good awareness from Uganda.
Absolutely. Uganda managed to scamper through for yet another run. Brings an end to Prosper Husseini's over. Uganda are at 52 for 2 with 60 balls to go.
It has been unfashionably slow for Team Uganda. Currently at a run rate of 5.3. They will need to step it up. But Davis, do you reckon Uganda is thinking to themselves, anything above 120 is safe?
That is one way of looking at it. You could look at it and play the safe card. But the other way I would think is probably for a side like Uganda that is a side that has looked to show a bit of a lot of progress. I would think they'll try and use the opportunity to try and benchmark and set even bigger standards for themselves. Not to settle, as you said, to try and set a total that they feel they can win. I think they have the resources and the lineup that could actually look to set much higher standards than just getting 110, 120 runs against this Nigeria side.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Somebody needs to check on the Mustafa Yusuf. Very, very dangerous fielding. Literally threw that well on the ground. But Davis, this Nigerian team that has showed us, that has literally exported Africa to the world, is yet to import some fielding into this inning. Riyazat Ali Shah goes big, and he will just get one of that. A bit of a pure communication from the middle. The fumble should have meant 2.
Tony, right there is an indicator of the size of the ground, and it is not one that you walk in and easily clear the boundary for sixes. So again, you have to be able to run hard, make up to maximum use of any misfields, so that you can look to consistently score at 7, 8 runs and over without taking too much risk.
Well, here's a man who has already taken risks, and he takes another, steps up, and only gets 1. A little straighter, and he would have got 4. Runs continue to dry up. Riyazat Ali Shah currently at 5 runs. Good bowling from Adedeji. Well, here's a man here who has already taken risks, and he takes another, steps up. It did look like he was baiting him, Davis. It did look like he was baiting him. Literally detonated 1 into his crease, and he gets 1. A little
bit of a
straighter,
grenade there.
and
It was
he would have got
really
4.
tossed up delivery.
Runs
But
continue to
Riyazat
dry
Ali Shah
up.
manages to find just enough bat for the ball to have enough wings to fly over the rope, just over the field at station at the mid wicket.
And that's the first 6 for Team Uganda. And that brings us to the end of the 11th over. Uganda, without a doubt, have got to step things up. They've got to not necessarily put the pedal to the metal, but they've got to find ways to get at least a couple of boundaries every over.
Bowling change from the Lake Victoria end, and Peter Aho has been asked by his captain Joshua to come and ensure that he can keep this batting lineup as quiet as possible. Interesting field set. The mid-off has been kept in the ring with the fine leg dropping down to the rope.
Well, Peter Aho is definitely no stranger to bowling down the leg. So perhaps Captain Joshua Ainike is choosing caution.
Bit of a short ball, but the pace again of Peter Howe manages to create just enough doubt, and Riyazat Alisha doesn't pull that to where he might have wanted. He's only able to pick up a single. Turning out to be decent over so far. Good start to it. Just one run.
Well, Sawood Islam picks that up beautifully. Maximum. Sweet, sweet side. Sweet rare side, Davis.
Beautiful shot, Saudi Islam. Hopefully, we will be hoping that he's starting to find his range, because they need to get this Ugandan inning going. They need to get out of first gear.
Well, he does look geared up and ready to fire up.
Peter Ho responds pretty well. Back of a length delivery. Picks up yet another dot as Saudi Islam is not able to continue his attempt to try and run that down to the third man region. Back-to-back dot balls from Peter Ho. These are like gold dust, as he's managing to keep this set batsman in Saudi Islam quiet. But that's kept a bit low. That will also create a bit of concerns and doubt into whoever is going to bat last on this wicket. Clearly, that is a position led to that Nigeria are going to be having to face.
Well, Davis, I know you are definitely used to... Oh, that's cute.
Right out of Masaba Brand's academy. Manages a wild swing from Saudi Islam.
But
finds the outside edge down to the third man boundary.
But Davis, you do recognize that by literally calling it a Brian Masaba Academy shot, you are calling it a David Karashani Academy shot.
Takes a score to 75 for 2 in 12 overs. Donny, I'll choose not to answer that.
Yeah, silence has always been the best remedy. But altogether, good to see the scoreboard ticking for Team Uganda. They will be looking to get another 70 or so runs on board in the remaining 8 overs. It isn't a question of whether it's possible. It's a question of whether they will have the guts to go for the ultimate glory.
See, Johnny, that is exactly what international cricket brings. When you look at how dominant Saudi Islam has been in the league for the last 2 years, both in ODI and T20 cricket, things seem to come pretty simple for him in the local league. But he's up against the Nigerian side this afternoon, and he doesn't seem as fluent as we've become accustomed to seeing. For me, that is the step up in standard is clear, and it's one that not many people should look to underestimate.
And that brings up 17 runs for Riyazat Ali Shah. And to your point, Davis, I think this is definitely the reason why we are having a clash of this like. It is absolutely imperative that we do get as much cricket test. These batsmen, I believe the Nigerian team has equally received its test, and they will be taking stock at the end. Beautifully played once again by Razat Ali Shah. Back-to-back boundaries. Absolutely scintillating stuff to watch.
Mustafa Yusuf paying the price for bowling 2 straight. One, he's bowling with the fine leg on the 30 yard. That's a bit of a challenge if you bowl that a bit too straight. Riyazat Ali Shah follows the back-to-back boundaries with what you would call a drive down to the long on fielder. Keeps that just to 1. Well, to our viewers out there, especially those in Nigeria, I'm sure many of you will be hoping that Mustafa Yusuf can have a brilliant day considering it is his birthday. The Nigerians, and not just the Nigerians, even us back here in Uganda will be hoping he has a very, very good day, and that just for him to be able to celebrate something extra as he thanks God for, or Allah in particular, for the blessing of yet another year. Unfortunately, he gets to concede another boundary in the vacant mid-wicket area. Three boundaries so far in this over. And very good to see Saud Islam up the tempo a bit. He's getting on the better end of the strike rate. He's now he's striking it at over 100 runs, which is a plus. Bit of a field change in the field. And Mustafa sends down the mid-wicket to the boundary and is forced to bring in the extra cover. That I assure you, knowing Saud Islam, that seems like a much easier boundary for him to pick on the offside. He's the kind of skill set that he does possess is one that 1, 2, 3, 4 that will allow him to look to make sure he can utilize that offside boundary. Not too often do you see a 5-4 field with 5 fielders on the onside for a fast bowler. That doesn't happen too often. But Nigeria find themselves in a huge predicament. They seem to be chasing the game with the Ugandan batters looking to step on the pedal. Beautiful shot from Riyazat Ali Shah. Manages to walk that over ball over the boundary at mid-wicket. That's probably been the biggest over in this particular match.
Well, Davis, we did ask this of the Ugandan batsmen, and indeed, we have seen the trajectory take flight.
Beautiful shot from Riyazat Ali Shah. Could that be the start of the skyscrapers, as you just saw in the graphic over to over chat? That the skyscrapers seem to have started. The boundary at mid-wicket.
It just looks like
that's probably been the biggest over in this particular
batting
match.
Team has taken a Uganda Airlines flight, and they're flying off into the regions of 106. Well, here comes the return of Adedeji. Welcome boundary to bring Uganda to 99 runs from 13. It is beginning to look like a lot is going wrong for this Nigerian bowling attack. Very, very out of the book cricket. After scoring a boundary, Saud Islam gets a single. And this is the stuff that excites Davis Karashani.
That is the way to play modern T20 cricket. That is more like it. Pick up a boundary and score a couple of singles in the over to make sure you can turn what could have been an easily 6-run over into an 8 or 9, even better 10-run over. So for me, Uganda has done exceptionally well in the second phase of their game.
Very, very out of the book. Oh, beautiful cricket from Uganda. He did need a couple to get to 50. Saud Islam gets, ladies and gentlemen, Saud Islam picks up a 50, and this from 45 balls. A very, very meaningful 50 for his team. Davis, I must say I've been quite impressed with the change in this Ugandan team. There has been a change in attitude, a change in approach, an upgrade in skill, an upgrade in application.
I don't know, I probably must have missed it, but it seems like Riyazat Alisha must have walked out there with a bit of an instruction manual that he handed to Saud Islam. Saud Islam has totally changed his approach. I think it's an element of having had a look at the start of the inning. But he's recognized that the second phase of the game was an important phase whereby they needed to find a way of picking up the tempo. And just so you know, Uganda have scored 62 runs in 6 in the 7th over and the 14th over. That for me is fantastic.
We did warn the Nigerian team, Davis, that Uganda was going to look to step it up. It was a matter of when. And it has been good to see this partnership come to life. Well, Uganda's run scoring warm has continued to rise. They had in the morning. It has been a steady rise for this. That 13th over being the pinnacle of Uganda's rise. And without a doubt, Uganda has for an explosive end of this first innings.
Bowling change from the Gulf Coast end. Mustafa Yusuf takes a break, meaning that Muhammad Taiwo gets to return to see if he can inflict over that went for only 7 runs. Beautiful shot from Riyazat Alisha, manages to work that to the vacant mid-wicket area, picking up a couple of runs.
And he will definitely have the technical team wondering if number 4 should become his station of operation. It is the second time we're seeing him bat at this number in this particular series. And he has done a tremendous job of it. He picks the same slot again.
Of course, following that double of Muhammad Taiwo. Muhammad Taiwo opted for to bring the third man fielder onto the ring and send the mid wicket out after realizing that Riyazat Alisha was looking to target that area, the vacant area then.
Muhammad Taiwo yet to make inroads into this batting track, into this batting team. He has been curiously quiet. He has missed on the wicket-taking list. But he has bowled a little bit out of range. He has failed to ask the right questions of this batting unit. Beautiful shot. Sawood Islam continues to rampage all over this Nigerian team. He is a class act.
Opens his left foot, puts it out of the way and opens up the field on the offside, manages to clobber that right over the waiting cover fielder. Strange to see that the extra cover that was square has literally moved right behind the available short cover. That again opens up a gap anywhere behind a square on the offside.
Back-to-back boundaries. Joshua Ayenaik asking Muhammad Mustafa, what's going on? Muhammad Taiwo, what's going on? Muhammad Taiwo looks equally dismayed, equally clueless.
Not too sure that Joshua should be trying to set fields for bad balls. I think the shot before this particular one was a really good shot because Saud Islam had to open up his left foot to try and go over cover, which was an exceptional shot. But the fact that Joshua moved the fielder to that position, it opened up the offside. And the smartness in Saud Islam was that for him, all he needed to do is to try and now play that a bit squarer, which he did to pick up a back-to-back boundary.
Well, Davis, it's always amazing to see batsmen pick and choose their shots backed by that level of skill. Something I'm sure you know very little about, but altogether, I dare say you have enjoyed the last couple of balls. The last over has been particularly charming to watch. Well, Davis, after 15 overs, Uganda is 117 for 2. Adedeji has been so far the best bowler. Chance down. It was played too straight for anyone to really attempt to take it. Played into no man's land. Safe shot. It only needed a little bit more fire to make it all the way.
Beautiful stuff. Continues to pierce the gaps and make full use of this big ground, pushes and finds yet another chance to pick up 2 runs.
Well, Davis, I can't help but think that perhaps that could have been Arnold Otwani. I did wish that Coach Matlani would give the young lad a chance to master somewhat of a recovery, considering the kind of innings he had in the morning. And we were having that debate offline it has been known to happen for players to recover from a rough patch, but it has been known to come from far, and I believe Arnold Otwani simply needs a chance. And another beautiful shot. Well, Davis, a penny for your thoughts. If you are Coach Mahilani, if you are in Coach Mahilani's shoes, would you give Arnold Otwani another go this afternoon?
Fortunately, I'm not. But really, I think he's in a very good position whereby the number of resources that he has at his disposal are too many. And just alone in this squad, the number of guys that are in the lineup are fantastic. So these are good problems to have. Then you must remember that Roger Mukasa, people like Roger Mukasa and Arinaitu Zephania, who would be good enough T20 prospects to walk into this lineup at the top of the order, are not even in this squad. So he's not short of options. I think, again, as we mentioned earlier, offline, I thought Arnold Otwani would get another go, considering he has been one of the mainstays of this Ugandan batting lineup. And coach, it would do very, very good to Lawrence Madlani to have a firing Otwani Arnold.
Sawood Islam. I feel like he's acting lethal weapon 7. He has been brutal. He has been decisive and surgical. He has been everything a coach would wish in a player. Arnold Otwani will be he will be a man, you know, with mixed feelings. He will celebrate Saudi Islam's runs with a pinch of salt. But great cricket from Team Uganda altogether. Davis, a quick question up. Would you perhaps swap the team you led a few years ago for this particular one?
I don't think that is even up for debate for me. I appreciate the guys that put their bodies on the line to come out and represent the country at whatever stage. We may not have been the most talented crop of players. We certainly were not. We wouldn't even get anywhere close to that debate. But one of the biggest things I appreciate about the team I was very honored to lead is that we put our bodies on the line, and not just our bodies on the line. We literally played for each other. We threw ourselves on the ground. Even with our limited resources, we seem to understand what it would have meant for us to have, say, achieved things like ODI status. And for me, that the bonds that we picked on the field are bonds that have taken off the particular cricket field. And I can't thank the lads that I led out onto the field. I can't thank them enough.
Speaking of bonds, Davis, you did also manage to pick up Bond 7. So again, good stuff on and off the pitch. But a bit, I don't know. I did find the team you had perhaps not as skillful as this particular team, but I did find it to be the contender, and I think that's testament. Chance for Nigeria, call for LBW. Umpire Simon Chintu will have none of it. Was there a contact? I haven't seen the umpire signal leg by. There was contact. Oh dear. I think umpire finally took off a blanket over there. Good call, Simon.
Beautiful stuff from Rashid. I think he's managed to keep things a bit quiet at a time when probably Uganda are going to be looking to put the foot on the pedal to try and accelerate and make sure they can get anywhere in the range of 160, 170 runs at the end of this inning, maybe set the highest score so far in the tournament. So it is very good for him to pick up back-to-back dot balls.
Well, Davis, this has been known to be the Flair hour miscued again by Sawood Islam. It was a short ball. Fails to pick up the length, and he would just go for one. But like I was saying earlier, this has been known to be the hour for batsmen to pick up runs. Sawood Islam trailing at 67 from 55, and Riyazat Ali Shah 13 runs short of a 50. We'll be looking to dig deep and steer this Ugandan. Oh my God. What a shot. He picked his distance, picked his shot, and the execution was sublime.
Important, and importantly, good to see that their cricket awareness from Rizu. He recognizes that Rashid is going to bowl back of a length. Probably look to take a bit of pace off. And what Rizu does is he goes very, very deep in the crease, allows the slower ball or anything that is a bit back of a length to sit up and allow him to be able to pull that way, way, way back behind square for a very big six.
Well, I did warn you, Davis. You did earlier on mention that perhaps Rizu had walked in too early. But who says that a finisher should only face 2 overs? I've always been of the mind that you've got to give your best batsman a chance to perform. You've got to give him enough balls to try and do damage to opposition.
Don, it's less than an hour and you've already forgotten what I said. Well, no surprises there, but as I mentioned that him walking in early allows him an opportunity to come and do a bit of a repair job, set a pace, and also be able to look to exploit the back end of the inning. But don't need no surprises. It's all right. It's okay.
Hi, Simon Peter. Chairman, the denying committee. Denying, even without the rooster going off. But Abolarin Rashid is definitely someone with a mountain to climb. And even though he just has a ball left, he has an extra over. And that's been cleared again. Chance dropped. He absolutely misjudged that. Chimemeze of Linzike literally had his head under the covers. Nigeria will be gutted. Riyazat Ali Shah will be delighted. Chance goes begging.
Well, the worm seems to be taking the upward spiral, of course, direction. It is the batters on the wicket have upped the rate. They do recognize that they are at the back end of the inning. It is absolutely prudent for them to look to try and get as many runs as possible with the very, very few resources of the 18 balls that they have left.
Well, a slight break. Muhammad, Peter Aho and his captain plotting their next move, plotting their field set. Sawood Islam will be looking to make a bigger dent. Davis, with these 18 balls left, do you think Uganda can at least get 36 runs to bring themselves well into their 170s?
Yeah, I think at this stage, the fact that they are for two, they'll probably be looking to at least get at least 30 runs in these final 18 balls to take the total anywhere just under 170 runs. They'll feel they'll have done pretty well considering just the few runs that they managed to get in the batting power play. And Peter Ho starts off pretty well. Balls, you would say, on the wide line. And that is a gold dust of a dot ball. I think something to consider for the Nigerian outfit is the ability and the timing of when to bowl the slower balls, especially with the batters at a time like this coming after them. That is something that the Kenyans look to execute very, very well, especially in the senior pro of Nehemiah Odhiambo. That's up in the air, but it does have the wings to fly over the boundary for 6.
Sawood Islam middling and clearing everything. Well, after facing and playing for 20 overs, you would expect nothing less.
Fantastic pick up there in the deep, but the fielder running in from extra cover manages to keep Sawood Islam and Riyazat Alisha just to 1 run. That brings Riyazat Alisha on strike.
He is looking for his first 50 in this tournament, and he is only 5 runs away. Oh, and he goes big. He goes absolutely huge and stunning. Riyazat Alisha brings up his 50.
Importantly, of 28 balls, that is more like a T20 cricket, especially him batting at number 4, doing a bit of a repair job, but also having the ability to accelerate and pick up boundaries as and when the need has required.
Riyazat Alisha continues to be prolific. He continues to be magnific for Team Uganda. He is flying high.
Good response from Peter Ho. After flying the distance, going over the boundary for 6, he manages to bowl a dot ball to see if he can be able to try and control a bit of the damage that is being inflicted by these 2 batters. Bit too straight from Peter Ho, unfortunately, and Riyazat Alisha waits for the slower ball and manages to swat it down to the vacant fine leg region. Big over for Uganda. A very welcome big over that allows them to look to propel their score to 155 for 2 in just 18 overs. Change of bat for Sawood Islam. And with that change of bat, brings Rashid to continue operating from the golf course end. Rashid will be looking to try and make sure he can, his job is pretty simple, not to go for too many runs. But he is bowling up against this very, very set batsmen in Sawood Islam and Riyazat Alisha. Starts off with a dot ball. That will be a very good dot ball, but importantly, you can see that Saudi Islam is going to be looking to go over mid-off, considering the mid-off fielder is up on the ring. Fantastic delivery from Rashid, right in the block hole. Saud Islam cannot get under that one, but he manages to scamper through for a single. But with that, that brings Riyazat Ali Shah on strike. Riyazat Ali Shah finds the vacant mid-wicket region, and he picks up yet another boundary. That takes a score to 160 runs for 2 in 18.3 overs. And with that shot, Joshua Aiginike is forced to make the field change and sends the deep mid-wicket out to patrol the boundary, bring in the third man fielder. Short ball of a response from Rashid. One that Riyazat Ali Shah doesn't manage to make any meaningful connection with. So that becomes a valuable dot ball for Nigeria, and in particular for Rashid. I think he's bowled pretty well. He's been the one that has kept things a bit quiet, and things that he's managed to keep the Ugandan batting lineup in check. So for me, I think he will be satisfied with his work this afternoon that Rashid has managed to put in.
Abolarin Rashid. Clearly a bowler with the zenith. Clearly a bowler who has had his fair share of so many Nigerian delicacies, fufu and the like. Chance again, Riyazat Ali Shah. This time, Abolarin Rashid gets his man. Riyazat Ali Shah, 59 from 32 balls.
Deserving reward for Rashid. I think he's bowled exceptionally well this afternoon. He's kept things in check for this Nigerian outfitters. Things could have been a lot worse. But a fantastic note from Riyazat Ali Shah, being asked by his captain and his coach to come out and do a repair job and up the tempo. But he does more than up the tempo. He takes Uganda to a very respectable total, one that is in touching distance with the highest total of the tournament so far.
Well, Davis, very beautiful for me to watch was that pat on the shoulder from Saud Islam. Not just that these are very, very close mates. These are mates with history. But it was a very, very touching moment for me to catch. Stunning, stellar performance. He gets the fist bump from the coach. Apart from Captain Brian Masaba. Davis, you've got to admit that you do miss being out there, receiving players. You do have to admit.
Of course, representing your country is the absolute honor to go out and play in the yellow and red. It's one of those things that not everyone gets to do. You would know, but you get to enjoy that kind of opportunity. Saudi Islam, unfortunately, manages to sky that, and his beautiful inning comes to an end. But yeah, as I was saying, it is an opportunity it is an honor to go out there and represent your country in whatever aspect that you are doing. So yes, I do miss it. I don't think I have the legs anymore to run and put up the quality of work that is being done so far by the guys that are playing.
Well, Uganda
He's kept things in check for this Nigerian outfit, as things could have
falling like dominoes.
been a lot worse. But a fantastic note from Riyazat Alisha, being asked by his captain and his coach to come out and do a repair job and up the tempo. But he does.
The work has been done. Well, very, very curious, but Frank Akankwasa has cemented his presence on this team. He is a player who's put his hand up.
Put up the quality of work that is being done so far by the guys that are playing.
Well, Uganda
He's kept things in check for this Nigerian outfit, as things could have
falling like dominoes.
Husseini Prosper has been asked to operate and bowl from the Lake Victoria end, and with his first delivery, he manages to bowl Frank Akankwasa. Clean bowled. Interesting statistic is the last 3 balls delivered by the Nigerians have led to 3 Ugandan wickets. So we haven't scored a run yet in the last 3 deliveries and have lost 3 very important wickets.
Well, thank God for Muhammad. Thank God for Sawood Islam and Riyazat Ali Shah. Uganda literally washing a bit of their dirty linen on the wicket as we speak. Not the best of sights, but they have earned the right to screw up at the tail end of things.
Well, as we seem to be stuck in some cast of mud at 161 for 5. Yet to topple, as I said, the highest score in the series so far. Yeah, so we seem to have found a bit of getting stuck, but we hope that with these final 5 balls we are able to at least get another 7 to 8 runs, and that will be a decent first innings total.
Well, Davis, did you call a quicksand cast of mud? Ooh, what a ball.
Prosper Husseini continues to be the find for this Nigerian side. He's bowled really well throughout the tournament. He's beaten batsmen on both the inside and the outside edges. And he's been asked to bowl a very important over for this Nigerian team, as they'll be hoping to try and peg back this momentum that has been built by the Uganda team.
Prosper Husseini. Oh, 6 runs. Fred Achelam has made quite the flamboyant contact. Steps up and whips that across point. He has been known for his power hitting. Thank God for his heavy bottom hand. That came off the bat flying.
That has been built by the Uganda team.
Prosper Oseni. Oh, 6 runs. Fred Achalam.
Bowler.
Dinesh Nakrani. Davis, I dare say he will be facing his first ball. He has been there for quite a while.
Yeah, he's been stuck on the other end with all the business happening the other side. So
Has
he's yet to
made
face a delivery.
Quite the
He has,
flamboyant
two
contact.
balls to face, but he should be aware that Prosper Oseni is not one to muck around with.
Dinesh Nakrani gets off the mark with a boundary. And without a doubt, helps Uganda along. And Uganda currently has the highest score in the Dafabet Pearl of Africa T20 series. Oh, chance. Easy one.
Well, that brings an end to Dinesh Nakrani's inning, of course. The fact that that was the last ball of this inning. Uganda end on 172, but importantly is that Uganda have scored 130 runs in their last 14 overs. That's been tremendous work. That's a run rate of nearly 10 runs and over. They will feel that they recovered much better to get to 172.
Brilliant stuff from Uganda there. It has been a mixed bag of events. In the beginning, it was quiet, a little bit abysmal, a little bit shy. But Sawood Islam and Riyazat Ali Shah got the fireworks going. Till the end, we did experience an unprecedented drop. A back-to-back 3-wicket loss. And Uganda did make maximum use of the tail end of this inning, scoring the majority of their runs between the 13th and the 20th over. Great cricket all around. The run rate kept rising, and there was no stopping. Sawood Islam top scoring for this Ugandan team with 75 runs. Abularin Rashid picking up 2 wickets for 26 runs. Riyazat Ali Shah picking up 59 runs. Oseni Prosper, another one worth mentioning. Ladies and gentlemen, the action in the Pearl of Africa, in the Dafabet Pearl of Africa T20 series will return in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second innings in the Dafabet Pal of Africa T20 series, where Uganda managed 172 for 6 in 20 overs. Sawood Islam top scoring with 75 runs. It was a brilliant game to watch. Playing for Team Nigeria, Peter Aho, Muhammad Taiwo, Olaye Elijah, Abolarin Rashid, Adeje Oluwaseseni, Vincent Adewoye, Daniel Ajekun, Joshua Ayanaik, the captain, Chimezi Ounzulike, Mustafa Yusuf, and Prosper Useni. And opening the batting is Daniel Ajekun. Team Nigeria has been a victim to a false start before. Bilal Hassan has been a thirsty bowler, has been one to strike early on in the innings. It is going to be a show of might. Daniel Ajekun is yet to get some meaningful runs on board. Here comes Bilal Hassan, picked up 4 wickets in the morning.
Well, Bilal Hassan is operating from the Lake Victoria end. 2 dot balls to start up the Uganda's defense of this 172 for 6. Opening the batting for Nigeria, a bit of a change in the lineup. Oneziwe will not be opening this afternoon. He's after a couple of failures. They'll be hoping a change in batting position will bring up the much needed reward to his batting and to Nigeria's cause. 3rd dot ball right there for Bilal Hassan. Started a bit much better today. Bowled much straighter against the Kenyans, and he actually got the much needed reward for that.
Well, Davis, it is quite the intimidating field set for Bilal Hassan. He is asking the Nigerian team very pertinent questions. Daniel
2 dot balls to start up the Uganda's
Daniel Ajekun advances, doesn't get the best of contacts.
Defense of this 172 for 6. Opening the batting for Nigeria, a bit of a change in the lineup. On his after a couple of failures, they'll be hoping
Personally,
a
I
change
do like the kind of
batting position will bring up the much needed reward to his batting.
Fielder is there, he is waiting. Ronak Patel.
Good to see there is no deep square leg. I think that is an indication that Bilal Hassan will probably be looking to bowl much more back of a length, 3/4 lengths, not to bowl too straight to get whipped down to deep square leg. So he's gone with the conventional white ball field of a 3rd man and a fine leg down at the boundary.
Well, he definitely has Daniel Ajekun playing predominantly on his back foot. But we're yet to see deliveries that are going to bring his slip into play. And that, Davis, will be the 2nd maiden over in the Dafabet Pal of Africa T20 series from Uganda's very own Bilal Hassan.
Finally, the much needed opening lineup for T20 cricket, especially the fact that the wicket is wearing out. Very good to see spin a ball from the other end, and in particular to see Henry Senyondo operate from the golf course end. That for me is a more interesting and a more attacking option, and I hope he's able to utilize the dryness of the wicket and look to make optimum use of the fact that it has worn out.
Well, Davis, Deus Muhumuza is clearly a man in a rush. He will not blush with this Niger. Oh, chance! Davis, is that Adedeji?
No, it isn't. I think it is Elijah, the man who took a stunning catch yesterday of Alex Obanda at long off. Batted reasonably well. So he's been asked this afternoon to come in and open the batting as he looks to replace Omuniziwe.
Well, Nigeria has been kept on their tippy toes, and they have constantly made decisions. They have looked to give players chances. They have looked to make changes. And Elijah plays a very beautiful on drive.
Did you actually say on drive? Looked more like a heave that simply just found the gap at mid-on to run down to the boundary for 4 runs.
Well, flattery, a little flattery never hurt anybody, Davis. Well, Senyondo will be very happy to see that. I think now he knows what to do. Oh, oh my word. My word. Good signs, good signs.
That was a beautiful delivery. Comes in with the arm, with the angle, to crash into nothing besides the stumps. And Elijah's run this afternoon comes to an end. He's sent back for an early shower, and in walks Adedeji. He's got quite a number of runs so far for Nigeria. He's probably the leading run scorer for Nigeria in the Dafabet Pearl of Africa T20 series, sponsored by Rock Telecom and Uganda Airlines. He walks in at first drop. This for me is a more attacking strategy. I feel I guess it's, again, we've been trying out a couple of combinations, but for me this combination is the ideal one for T20 cricket. The spinners, I feel, offer a lot more questions of many batting lineups.
Well, the wicket has been known to favor the spin bowling option. Henry Senyondo draws first blood for Team Uganda. Well, Davis, speaking of Adedeji, he does walk in at one drop. Well, Davis, would you fancy to say that perhaps Henry Senyondo is the strike bowler at this moment and not Bilal Hassan?
I think Deus Muhumuza has the luxury of operating with two very attacking bowlers in Bilal Hassan and Senyondo Henry. But for Henry Senyondo, of course, the fact that the wicket has clearly and definitely worn out, it allows him a lot more resources to work with. It means the ball will probably turn a bit more, and there is a chance that it will keep low. That continues to offer a bit more advantage to him than, say, to Bilal Hassan.
After 2 overs, Nigeria are 4 for 1. Uganda has made inroads into this batting order. Bilal Hassan will continue to operate from the Lakeview end. Yet to pick a wicket.
I think Deus Mohomuza has the luxury of operating with two very, very attacking bowlers.
Daniel Ajekun gets off the mark.
But for Henry Senyed, of course, the fact that the wicket has clearly and definitely worn out, it allows him a lot more.
Team Nigeria with a bit of a recovery job to do on this sunny afternoon.
That's obviously kept a bit low. That simply just reiterates the point we've been making throughout the day, that the wicket seems to be wearing out pretty quickly. And the wicket is starting to die. That normally would create a bigger problem to the team that bats last on the wicket. So Nigeria will have, besides the run rate for them to think about, they'll have to think about the deterioration of the wicket.
Well, the groundsmen definitely have a bit of work to do, Davis. But we did see a change in the ground on Monday that actually played a lot better. So it is a fact that we have reverted to the original wicket that was used in the earlier games. So there will be change of the same wicket, I assume, or I suppose there will be a change when Kenya takes on Nigeria tomorrow.
Ajekun walks down the wicket, takes another wild swing, but makes zero connection with that. And Bilal Hassan will welcome yet another dot ball.
It has been consistently a slow scoring rate for Team Nigeria from the start of this tournament. They have stuck to that script. Dinesh Nakrani looking to run out Daniel. Oh, apologies. Gerard Mobilu looking very sharp out there. Davis, the agility of youth. Frankly, I'm a bit jealous. Very, very quick reaction from the young lad. And if I'm jealous, Davis, what are you?
I don't think there is cause for you to be jealous. You obviously used your youth and quick reactions in other departments. But yeah, interesting tactics being employed by Ajekun, looking to walk right across his stumps to see if he can look to utilize the vacant the vacant onside of this field. But that is a no ball. Overstepping from Bilal Hassan, picked up by Wandera Eric. So that creates an opportunity for Ajekun to look to try and exploit and pick up maybe an early boundary, or look to get this Nigerian run chase going.
Bilal Hassan has been penalized before. To be honest, a few Ugandan bowlers have been penalized before for overstepping. We did see Dinesh Nakrani quite livid with the umpire. He does manage to bowl Daniel Ajekun out, but unfortunately for him, it's a free hit.
Bit of an interesting option that Ajekun looked to take, to walk right across the stumps and maybe work it on the onside. We've come to see a lot of batters, especially in free hit deliveries, just look to stand as still as possible and see ball and hit ball, and that unfortunately may not have been the option that Ajekun took, and maybe something yet again for him to learn and look to improve on.
Well, we have been advised that this is actually a new wicket that it is actually, it has only been used today. A bit of a shocker, Davis. Yeah, really. It is a new wicket. Well, maybe perhaps Davis, it has been rolled to favor spin bowling. Adedeji advances and will pick up one of Senyondo. And once again, Senyondo loves the aggression of batsmen. And he's always known how to adjust. Field change by skipper Deus Muhumuza. He sends Sawood Islam down to deep mid-wicket. Riyazat Ali Shah comes into the ring. Oh! Uganda off their mark at the moment. That was a free boundary. Both Bilal Hassan and Feda Chelam had their back to the fielder Dinesh Nakrani, resulting into a free boundary. A little too hospitable for Team Uganda. But Nigeria will love it.
That's gone. Just to look at the body language of Deus and Riyazat Ali Shah, clearly there's a bit of back and forth going on there. Dinesh Nakrani, of course, and his captain, Deus Muhumuza, having a couple of words. Not happy with the free boundary that they just licked there. So hopefully Uganda will be looking to tidy up in all aspects of the game.
Well, very, very good to see Deus Muhumuza taking charge out there. That's the kind of leadership that Davis Karashani will be proud of.
That's probably my moment of the day. I like to see leaders take charge to make sure that things stay as tidy as possible, not give out anything for free. And I'm very, very glad that Deus Muhumuza is having a bit of a word or to Dinesh Nakrani.
Well, to put it in your own words, Davis, see untidy stuff, call out untidy stuff. Save the diplomacy for later. Well, in walks Joshua Ionik, the captain. He did have a much better inning against Kenya on Monday. He will be looking to pick up from where he left off. And that brings us to the end of the fourth over. Nigeria seem to have taken a pit stop at 12 runs. Well, Deus Muhumuza has called Dinesh Nakrani into the attack. And at the moment, Team Nigeria hasn't registered against the over by over chart. They are well behind Uganda. Davis Adedeji, last time out, had a little bit to say. Chance, Dinesh. Oh my God. Not the best of throws from Franka Kankwasa, but he did throw to a very careful Dinesh Nakrani. We did earlier see him throw his hands at the ball. He did take a beating, a very, very hard hit shot from Emmanuel Bundi earlier on against Kenya.
Beautiful shot from Adedeji. Comes down the wicket and manages to swat that right above the cover fielders, and a beautiful one. And that probably is one that the Nigerians will be hoping to get to see him do that a lot more, to try and give this Nigerian attempt of a run chase the impetus that it deserves.
I have to give it to Adedeji. Even while wickets have seemed to crumble around him, he has taken chance, he has backed himself up, and he has had a few things to offer this run chase. And he goes again, this time much more square.
Beautiful shot, back-to-back boundaries from Adedeji. Again, as I mentioned, one of the games before this is to see him transition from the medium pacer that he was to not just a handy-off spinner, but he comes into bat very early in the Nigerian innings, and he seems to have improved his batting quite a lot, and he's a very, very good find and prospect for the Nigerian chances going forward.
Well, Davis, watching the replay, Adedeji seems to be giving himself a lot of room. Interesting switch up from Dinesh Nakrani. He has bowled a lot closer to Adedeji than before. He manages to get a dot ball, but Nigeria at 20 for 2 from 4.4. And this game is coming to you live from Entebbe, Uganda. You are watching the Dafabet Pearl of Africa T20 series, where Kenya, Uganda, and Nigeria are facing off in Africa's greatest duo. Well, Davis, I think Dinesh Nakrani is using a lot more of his brain. Those were two good balls, a slower. I've got to admit, Davis, they say variety is the spice of life. And indeed, in cricket, this game is coming to you live. It's the spice that keeps batsmen quiet.
Yeah, without a doubt. But considering how busy it is, spare a thought for the Nigerian 12th man who has to keep running out every over to either bring the helmet or take the helmet away for Adedeji.
Uganda. Well, definitely the interchange between spin and pace has series 12th man a bit engaged.
Where Kenya,
but
Uganda,
he'll be happy
and
to
Nigeria
make his contribution any way he
are
can.
facing off in Africa's greatest duo.
Beautiful shot by the captain Joshua. He manages to play that behind square on the offside,
Well,
and picks
Davis,
up his first boundary of this inning. He's looked a bit to have a bit of intent, especially in his running. He gets one that is a little bit short and wide from Henry Senyonda and bounces on that to pick up a boundary.
Those were two good balls, a slower. Dot ball for Henry Senyonda. They say variety is the spice of life. Quiet, and indeed, but interesting. Davis in cricket. This game is coming to you live. It's the spice that keeps batsmen quiet. But Davis, I have to say, I do
without a
give
doubt,
credit
but
to the Nigerian
considering how
batsmen.
busy it is, spare
They've
thought for the
all
Nigerian
gone out
12th man
trying
who has to
something.
keep running
They've
out
all gone
every
out
over to
trying
either
to
bring
strike
the
the
helmet
ball
or take the helmet
from
away for
Entebbe. So the
Adedeji.
Uganda, they have their
definitely
youth in the
that
right
interchange
place.
between,
Perhaps now they need to work on their execution.
Yeah, there has been a clear sign of
Club
it.
Africa
They
T20
worked out
has
first and foremost with the recognition that they're chasing 170
Kenya,
runs. So they
Uganda,
need to get
Nigeria
along. They need to get
execution.
on with this game. They cannot afford to just
Anyway, he
knock
can.
it around,
Facing
hoping against hope that they will get the target. So
in
they've come out and
Africa's
played a couple of
greatest
shots. Yes, they might not have succeeded,
duo.
but I want to believe that they should be able to learn from some of these failures. It's those failures that allow us the chances to learn and get better at.
Well, one of the failures that Nigeria clearly learned from is Chimezi Onzuluke's opening stint that didn't yield that much runs. They have brought him down the order. He has stepped on at number 5. Well, we will be rooting for Chimezi.
Again, for me, the Nigerian top order continues to show lots of deficiency. Something I mentioned before, I think it would not be the world's worst idea for them to look at reconsidering Yusuf Onikoye. I think he provides a lot of stability at the top of this inning. So he is an option. Of course, the Okpe brothers not being in this side, that creates a bit of a challenge and keeps them a bit short. But I think Nigeria will continue looking for answers wherever and as quickly as they can find them.
Well, Olinzike will try to provide some of those answers.
Looking pretty solid on the defense. Not too sure it is the format for him to be playing that way, but yeah, his partner Adedeji gives him a very good, you could call it a fist pump, probably just to build some level of confidence for him. Again, Adedeji is calling the 12th man now to bring the helmet.
Oh my. Well, there doesn't seem to be need for a helmet. I think they have sent the 12th man back. And ladies and gentlemen, Gerald Mobiru will be bowling his first ball in the red and yellow outfit.
This is a very, very special moment. We are honored to be here and to witness Gerald Mobiru's first delivery for Uganda in a T20 international game. As they say, opportunities do not go to waste. Opportunities simply go to someone else. And many of us will be hoping that Gerald Mobiru uses his opportunity. Not the ideal start, not the support that you would have wanted from Simon Sesazi, but yeah, we will be hoping that Gerald Mobiru gets a very, very good show here and gets his international career going in the right direction.
Well, Davis, I have to talk about Gerald Mobiru's bowling action. Kind of reminds me of how you used to throw around your legs. Beautiful shot from Chimeze. There will be getting to Bilal Hassan, a little slow off the blocks.
Well, if it is about throwing his legs around, then he's in for a successful, at least bowling career. Well, there's been concern, of course. This is probably one of the first times that the Mukasa brothers are not lining up for Uganda. But just to remind the world that Gerald Mobiru is a cousin, I think, to the Mukasa brothers. So there is an element of Mukasa blood still flowing around this Uganda cricket lineup. I would have liked to see a slip, especially against Oniziku, who has been struggling throughout the series.
Oh, lovely delivery from Gerald Mobiru. There is a smirk on his face. He will be very content with his input so far. But he's yet to pick up a wicket. Gone. Back to Gerard. And Olinzike's slump continues. He has had a very unsuccessful campaign. He will have to do a lot of soul searching tonight. He will stay away from well, Davis, what do you do after a slump like this one? How do you get yourself back?
Well, it's key for him to pick up as many lessons as possible. He must understand that, well, he's not been among the runs for this Nigerian outfit, especially at a time when they needed him to step up. He is a bit of a senior player, and even worse, without the absence of a couple of the others, he would have been expected to come out here and do not just a leading job with the scoring of the runs, but also be able to provide spend a lot of time on these wickets to allow the youngsters learn around him. That has not happened, but he should be able to find his feet as quickly as possible.
Nigerian technical team. Davis, that's not the greatest gambits from the Nigerian technical team. A failed tactic. Oh, Davis, that ball must be swinging by miles. Once again miscued by a Nigerian batsman. Gerald Mobiru has had a very good over. Picked up 1 wicket in a paltry runs. Nigeria are 27 for 3 after 6.5. Oh, 27 for 4. Adedeji staying out the course.
Again, a concern for Nigeria will be their batting power play. That it will be a bit of an area of concern for them to look at. They're not scoring as many runs as they should, and they're losing too many wickets in the batting power play. So it is something they'll probably be looking to work on as quickly as possible. But of course, we must talk about the fact that Gerald Mobiru he's been asked to come and bowl first up in his international career, and his first over he manages to pick up a wicket. I don't think he'll find a better dream start to his international career.
Well, Davis, frankly speaking, this start not very different from the start Uganda had. Uganda were, I dare say, just 5 runs ahead. They were at about 32 runs by the end of the power play. But the only difference is they were for no loss.
Important difference we cannot ignore. But Henry Senyendo continues to operate as he is bowling his last over for this game. But he's asked a couple of questions of this Nigerian side. Managed to pick up a couple of wickets, and yet again clean balls. Vicent for nothing. So Nigeria struggling at 28 for 5.
Well, Davis, that does look like there is a lot of lack of focus from the Nigerian batters. They have looked a bit out of sorts. They have looked below par. And Uganda will take a chill pill in what looks like is going to really be a short shift. In walks Peter Aho. Davis, we've seen this pair and we've seen them go after runs. They've contributed with the ball. Both have been good with the ball. They will be looking to save Nigeria's reputation.
Without a doubt, these two have been Nigeria's best players so far in the series. And not just because they've gotten a couple of runs and wickets, but the application on the wicket has been tremendous. They've shown quite enough fight in them. They've shown that they're not going to take this beating lying down. They've shown that they have the ability to punch back, and punch back they have.
Peter punches that back to covers for no run. Like Ugandans like to say, the struggle continues for Team Nigeria.
Fantastic spell from Henry Senyendo. His captain Deus Mumza would not have asked for more. 4 overs. It's only gone for 14 runs and has managed to pick up 4 wickets. Beautiful spell of bowling.
Well, Davis, the captain in me would have perhaps thought that Henry Senyendo would perhaps skip an over, but you don't seem to agree. You don't seem to see the value in that logic.
I really don't. I think it's something I mentioned the other day. For me, I like to see the spinners bowl early, especially against this Nigerian side that has shown a lot of deficiency against spin. Get the spinners in early and close the game off as quickly as possible. For me, it's as simple as that. I don't want to waste too much time if if I've identified a weakness in oppositions.
Well, it's Gerard Mobilu against Adedeji. Adedeji looks to give himself a chance. And Gerald Mobilu looks to make an impression. He will be looking for the second one. And oh, close enough. Close enough. A few steps back. And Bilal Hassan could have had that in his grip. Great batting from Adedeji.
Fantastic effort from Ronak Patel at point. He manages to keep that down to just 2 runs. Beautiful dive there. It's important for Gerard Mobiru to look to try and learn as quickly as possible from a player like Henry Senyondo, who's finally found his art at international cricket. But the value that a left-arm spinner brings in any side, especially a white team side, it is immense.
Well, he does have a front row seat to Henry Senyondo's exploits. And indeed, if he's looking for a mentor, he does have access to Henry Senyondo and other Sizonda spinners who've been around. Not out is the response from the umpire. The second over of Gerard Mobiru has been yet another good one. Mhomza Deus brings into the attack Frank Akankwasa. Should be an interesting combination. Davis, you are the most technically adept person to distinguish between the two.
Well, I won't bother trying to look up the meaning of adept, but I would think you're trying to ask me if I see technical differences in the two. And yeah, as plainly as possible, yes, I do. First things first, one is a right-hander, the other is a left-hander. But key for me is Frank Akankwasa, of course, has bowled at the international circuit a bit longer. Frank Akankwasa seems to thrive off building a lot of pressure from batsmen picking up dot balls and forcing batsmen into playing bad shots. Unlike Gerard Mobiru is a more attacking spinner. He bowls the ball in good areas that ask questions of batsmen. That you get Frank pick his wickets based on the amount of pressure that he builds after picking up a couple of dot balls.
Well, thanks, Davis. In a lot of words, you have managed to establish one is an off spinner and the other one is left arm orthodox. Well, I should have taken you to summary writing school. But good start from Frank Akankwasa. He didn't make a contribution with the bat. He will be looking to make one with the ball. Gerald Mobiru will be the man running coast to coast from one crease to the mid-off area. A lot of trust they must have in him. That is quite a busy area, especially when a spinner is bowling.
Well, Adedeji and Peter Howe seeming content with simply trying to build an inning here, knocking the ball around, and hoping maybe to try and look to explode much later on.
Well, Frank Akankwasa must have been praying that carries to Gerard Mobiru. But we did see Peter Aho advance and couldn't get the distance, but manages to get one run. The rotation of the strike will be a bit of a concern for Team Uganda, but they will be happy to restrict Nigeria to just singles. Oh, good pick up from Sawood Islam. down at deep fine leg. Or deep square leg? Yeah. Adedeji at 20 runs from 21 balls. Beautiful shot. Doesn't get the contact he wants, but he will get a couple. Peter Aho. Davis, would you risk it? You know, just to try and negate the wicket falling syndrome that has befallen the Nigerian side. Would you perhaps risk it to open a batting innings with Adedeji and Peter Aho? They've seemed to understand what needs to be done. They've seemed to go about their work in a fashion that's that inspires confidence. Would you trust them?
Well, at this rate, I don't think there's been much defense from, not just defense, even intent from the Nigerian top order. So for me, I wouldn't really mind slotting Adedeji right at the top of the inning to probably bat. Not just bat, but look to first of all give the Nigerian side a bit of a start in terms of runs. But he's also looked to have the defenses and the understanding to know which balls to hit and which ones not to go for. So that has allowed him to try and bat and eat up quite an amount of time for this Nigerian side. So I don't think he would be a bad option. Peter Aho for me has batted pretty well. He's looked solid against the spinners. I'm not too sure if I would have batted him way too early, but I do not think he should be in this batting lineup of Nigeria. I don't think he should bat anywhere below number 4, number 5.
He runs from 21 balls. Choosing his shots. Beautiful shot. Adedeji doesn't get the contact he wants, but both he will get. Adedeji and Peter Aho seem to be on the money there. Sawood Islam doing a clean-up job over at long off. All-round beautiful cricket, Davis. All-round beautiful cricket. And if you're just joining us, welcome to the Dafabet Pearl of Africa T20 cricket. Brought to you by Uganda Airlines, you know, just to try and Telecom. Once again, Adedeji gets his shot selection on the money. Could have slogged that one, but decides to drive it on the ground over to long on. Chance. Sawood Islam. Oh, what a catch! Clean-up job over at long catch! Off. Captain Deus David Muhumuza. Beautiful cricket. Quite frankly, I shouldn't be shocked, but he is a seasoned fielder. Welcome to the Dafabet. But what a beautiful effort. 20 cricket. For a second there, Davis did look to misjudge it. What a recovery. You know, and when he decided to go in for it, he decided.
Beautiful catch from Deus Mohamed. As you mentioned, we are very accustomed to expecting the highest of standards for Deus Mohamed in the field. And he has not shocked us or disappointed us on that one. Taking an exquisite catch allows Gerard Mobiru to pick up his second scalp of his debut.
It's his shot selection on the money. Nigeria slogged that one, but decides to drive it on the ground. Very inspired, currently crumbling. Adedeji on a solitary mission. Over to long on. Beautiful stuff from chance. Oh, what a catch! Clean-up job over at long catch! Off. Oh, close. Chance given by Adedeji, dropped by Gerard Mobiru. Davis, for the love of me, Gerard, captain Deus David Muhumuza. Beautiful cricket. Quite frankly, I shouldn't be shocked.
He deserves to smile. I mean,
he is a seasoned fielder.
Welcome to the Dafabet. Ball 3 overs.
What a beautiful effort. 20 crickets. For a second there, Davis did look to misjudge it. What a recovery. And when Gerard Mobiru has already bowled 3 overs.
Yeah, and he has bowled exceptionally. So the debut for him has been tremendous so far.
He decided to go in for it.
Looking back to the time you made your debut for your house team and you scored one run from the smile that you had on your face was the smirk was ear to ear.
Well, Deus Muhumuza equally doing a coast-to-coast patrol, manages to keep that from going over the rope. But Davis, I remember the feeling. I remember the feeling. It was quite
To expecting the
feeling,
highest of
walking on
standards
and donning
for
your
Deus
house
Momza in
jersey,
the field,
walking
and
onto the
he has
ground.
not shocked us or disappointed us on that one.
Very, very good memories. Muhammad Taiwo walks in, and again another lesson. Davis, on Monday we did see Muhammad Taiwo bat a little bit later, but he's walking in at 7. He did contribute a lot more for his team, and he has gotten the reward for it. Oh, missed chance. Sawood Islam didn't pick that one up. A little bit furious with himself.
Tony, speaking of how this tournament has allowed the numerous coaches in this tournament to try and look to breed youngsters, allow them an opportunity. How do you rate the Gerard Mubiru you've seen so far and Vraj Patel of Kenya? What do you reckon about the two?
Well, they've definitely had their moments. Viraj Patel has been Shem Ngoche's go-to bowler. He has stopped several batting attacks from leaking runs. So I would say Viraj Patel would nick this one. He has been a little bit more control. He has been a lot better for his side, and he has played a lot more. But technically speaking, they both do look equally all right. Very, very terrible gloves from Freda Chelam. He needs to hold on to those ones. He needs to keep a tidy affair out there. But a wall ball from Franka Kankwasa. He has only picked up 14 runs. Davis, I reckon anything below 10 runs in a T20 game is a good shift.
Yeah, anything, of course, below in the modern game T20, anyone that moves at anything below 7 runs and over 7.5, especially for seamers, anything that is below 7.5, you are an exceptional bowler at T20 cricket. So far, I wouldn't. There's not too much to read into this because so it's looking like these look like serious punches or blows that you could say that Uganda are inflicting on Nigeria. So I would not read too much into this. I would like to use this opportunity to muscle that beautiful shot. Oh, and the groundsman Waiswa manages to complete the catch, but he completes the catch over the boundary, giving the Deji a 6.
Beautiful stuff from Adedeji. Davis, I think as a player of Wanderers, I would be willing to pay a ticket for Adedeji to come in every weekend. He has looked quite intact.
Yeah, he's shown a solid technique. He's shown a level of understanding that the requirements of modern T20 cricket. I think for me, he's been probably, as I was said earlier, he's probably one of the biggest contributors for Nigeria, and that is not by accident. His technique looks solid enough. He knows which ball to attack. He's also aware of which ball to keep out. But I'm not too sure that Dedeji would be willing to come down to Ghana to play in a Division 3 cricket.
Division 3? Davis, you do have your knickers in a twist. Wanderers is a division top level club, currently in the first division. You need to check your facts. You need to check your facts, Davis. As of 2021, Wanderers Cricket Club is a top tier club.
Another beautiful shot from Adedeji.
And they will get 2 runs for that.
So Wood manages to keep that in. Beautiful shot, beautiful display That is zone that the Deji is giving us.
Davis, I am frankly rooting for the young man. He is 13 runs short of a 50. It will be a good shift for him if he manages to get a 50, and it will altogether look good for Nigeria.
Well, and that brings an end to Gerard Mobiru's spell. He will feel a bit satisfied. He has gone for just 23 runs. That's under 6 runs and over in 4 overs. Managed to pick up 2 wickets. So he will feel a bit satisfied with his with the work that he's put in today.
Davis, do you reckon that after that shift, Deus Muhumuza will think about bringing himself into the attack to try and keep the slow bowling approach in play?
Yeah, I'd say that him or probably the national Nakrani, people that have the ability to take the pace off the ball. I think those Mahomes and Nakrani provide exactly what Deus might be looking for.
Well, he does have an option in Saud Islam, who isn't a stranger to bowling. He has been known to dart a few off spins, I gather.
Yeah, that is an option, but I don't think it is one that he'll be looking to take. I feel that National Crani and even Deus Mohammed themselves would benefit a lot more from the practice, if I may call it that, than Saud Islam. Saud Islam has done his job, he has done his part. It would also be key to allow the all-rounders to keep themselves in the groove going into the final that is around the corner.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you're wondering, the final of the Dafabet Pearl of Africa T20 cricket will be coming to you live in the comfort of your home, proudly brought to you by Uganda Airlines and Rock Telecom. It will be played on a Friday afternoon right here in Entebbe. So secure that data bundle and wait.
Very, very impressive. The show that Adedeji continues to showcase here, it is the Adedeji show. He's looked very, very good.
Of your home, proudly
he's
brought
looked
to you
to
by
manipulate the
Uganda
field,
Airlines
find
Rock
gaps
Telecom.
right behind the fielders.
It will be
Just like in
played.
that delivery, manages to pick the gap right over the coverage and to allow him pick up another boundary.
Well, history will disagree with him. Cricket has rarely been a one-man show, but that was close. Muhammad Taiwo almost ran out by Bilal Hassan. Davis, speaking of one-man shows, do you remember a particular inning where Kenneth Kamiuka did deliver a one-man show very, very far along in the innings in a run chase?
Well, the legend in Kenneth Kamika for me is one that is actually real. He is probably the best player ever played with for wearing the Ugandan colors. But I can imagine quite a number of run chases that were familiar with Kenneth Kamika being the solitary man out there. I think there's one against PNG where Kenneth Kamika again scored about 125 runs and probably was not out. That game, I think, that tournament, I think, was in Ireland, 2005. When there's also another one, I think, where he got 100 batting at number 10 against Malaysia, where Uganda managed to set a total of 220 runs. I think for me, there are quite a number. There's none, I think, against Canada, where he got about 80. Again, another solitary performance from the legend of Kenneth Kamika.
And to imagine you never picked up any of those traits. I would say once again, Uganda did lose something in you, Davis. Always at the front row of the class, but you never did quite pick up the right lessons.
Well, let's focus on the bowling change from the Lake Victoria end. After the completion of Gerard Mobiru's spell, Deus Muhammad is going to bowl and operate from the Lake Victoria end up against Muhammad Taiwo.
Well, true to our gamble, Davis, we are seeing Deus Muhammad come into play. And he does take the pace off. Muhammad Taiwo keeps his head down and drives that to long off. Nigeria at 67 for 6 after 14 overs with just 5.5 balls to play and a mountain to climb. I feel like Adeje has one thing on his mind: get to 50. Was there a contact on that?
The rest is on. Henry Sonyondo comes in second. The ball taking gold, Henry taking a silver.
Did you mean silverfish or silver?
We'll take the silver.
Oh.
Well, unfortunately, that's gone a bit ball a bit too straight. Pays the price, and as he concedes 4 runs down the leg side at fine leg.
Well, Adedeji will be very pleased with that. He is currently 5 runs short of a 50, which should bring some happiness to the Nigerian dugout. A heave, and he will get one.
Beautiful shot right there from Muhammad Taiwo. Full face of the bat, manages to get that down to longer for another single.
It was the timing for me, Davis. It was the timing. Everything was in the timing. The full stretch and the timing, absolutely good to watch. I will be rooting for Adedeji. Oluwaseseni Adedeji drives that one nicely. He is currently 3 runs short of a 50. Davis now looks like the right time to take a bet. Is he making 50 or not? I'll buy you a Fanta.
Well, unfortunately, again, baby, those balls are a bit too straight and concedes a wide on the onside. Ronak Patel and Senyondo Henry down at the boundary. Not too sure what they were doing, but they managed to keep that just to 2 runs.
Well, a collaboration or combination between probably the slowest players on the pitch
would make an interesting 100-meter dash, right?
I would pay to watch that. Oh, that look dropped by Freda Chalam. Deus Muhumuza, if he is furious. Very disappointing reaction from Freda Chalam. Would have loved to see a little bit of remorse, a little bit of regret in his reaction, but it did look like business as usual.
With 30 balls to go, the writing is on the wall. Nigeria do not seem like they will get anywhere close to this total. But positive thing for them is that the inning that Adedeji has actually put up here, the show he has put up here is one that has been tremendous, and I hope the team and him can look to build on this momentum.
Chance. Adedeji trying to get to his maiden 50 in this Dafabet Pearl of Africa T20 series. He has had quite the well and neatly constructed innings, besides the drop by Gerard Mubiru.
Manages to pull the short ball down to a deep square leg. I would have liked to have seen Frank Akankwasa ball a little bit fuller, especially back himself and look to ball the ball much fuller. Look to hope that he can make full use of this big field. I think he's slightly on the shorter end, and it's something that he'll probably look to work on.
Well, Frank Akankwasa not giving a challenge to the batsman. The strike rate is being well rotated by these Nigerian batsmen. I would imagine the experience that Frank Akakwasa, he would be choosing his areas much better. And that's a better delivery from Frank. Adedeji currently at 49. Muhammad Taiwo, his partner in crime, very quiet out there.
That brings an end to Frank Akankwasa's spell. He's pulled 4 overs for 21 runs without a wicket, but he'll feel reasonably satisfied with the figures he's gone with. I think an area of concern for him will probably be how to get the ball a little bit fuller. Not too full, but a bit fuller. The lengths he's been bowling, I thought, were a bit too short. That makes it pretty easy for batters to easily pick up singles. And if he was bowling that kind of length for a higher standard of batters, he could have paid a much bigger price getting pulled over the boundaries.
Well, Uganda are 4 overs away from what many won't be punished for calling a walkover. But Nigeria putting on a bit of a stand here. It may not be Fort Jesus, but it has definitely saved them what would have been an embarrassment. Nigeria are slowly getting to the 100-run mark, and here's the return of Bilal Hassan.
50 up.
And that will be 50 up for Adedeji. A very unspirited clap from the Nigerian dugout, but he will respond.
First 50 for the Nigerian side on the tour, in the Dafabet Pearl of Africa T20 series. So they will take that as a positive. I think he's a man that has deserved nothing less of the number of runs he's scored so far in the tournament. Bilal Hassan bowls that a bit too straight and pays the price by getting called wide. Now would be a very good opportunity for Bilal Hassan to look to put into test his skill set of trying to bowl at the tails. Look to either clean them up or look to make sure that he doesn't leak any runs. It would be a good test for him.
Oh, Bilal Hassan looking out of sorts in his return. He did have a better return earlier on this morning against the Kenyan team. Well, interesting, Davis. We did see the Ugandan team rest a few players this morning against Kenya. But as we go into the final, which without a doubt will be between Kenya and Uganda, what kind of changes will you be seeing on that particular day? What kind of Ugandan outfit will Coach Mahlani send in there to get victory for Uganda?
Well, Adedeji responds to, of course, Bilal Hassan's attempt to try and bowl in the block hole, comes down the wicket and manages to get some wood to that. That runs down to the third-man boundary. I don't need to address your question. I would be very interested in, seeing the wicket that they get to play on the final game. Interestingly for me, I don't think playing Gerard Mubiru, if the wicket is one that has already been used, as is most probably going to be the case, if that is the case, I think I would find out sneaking Gerard Mubiru into the side. Beautiful shot from Adedeji. He continues to put on an exhibition of beautiful batting, and he manages to play the lap down to fine leg. Even with the fine leg fielder down at the rope, he manages to find the gap and get 4 runs.
Well, Henry Senyondo continues to come second in that ball chase. Bilal Hassan, a little too expensive for Muhumza Deus's liking, but he will keep the cherry. He is Uganda's #1 bowler.
Bilal Hassan responds with a bouncer that Adedeji is not able to make contact with. Seems in a bit of trouble with his arm. I hope he is okay.
Well, Davis, it did look like frustration, you know. He did want to make connection with that, and failure did send a bit of frustration on his face.
Yeah, he perhaps thought that he could have done a bit more with that delivery.
Well, a bit of a dance from Adedeji. He is thirsty for more runs. He is hungry to make an impact for this Nigerian team. 92 after 17. Well, Davis, I must say I'm very, very particularly impressed with the recovery that the Nigerian team has mastered. Perhaps not the recovery to win the game, but the recovery to keep their wickets. At some point, it did look like they'll be all out in about 14 overs, or perhaps less.
Yeah, that's true. Nigerian teams, especially Western teams, but led by Nigeria, they have been known to have the technical discipline and to make sure that they always bat out their allotted overs. So for me, no surprises that they are looking and edging towards the fact that they are going to do that yet again in this inning. That is a positive that they'll look to take home, and maybe it is a starting point for them to now then look to understand how to make full use of these 20 overs.
Davis, you're speaking of Western African countries. How many Western African countries play cricket?
I think Ghana for starters. You would say Sierra Leone, which of course is in the women's qualifier right now. If I'm not mistaken, I think nations like that's bust through Bilal Hassan's hands at cover. Unfamiliar position for the first bowler to be in.
More like deep waters.
True.
But a brilliant shot from Muhammad Taiwo, and I think Davis. These two must have played together in the under-19. The recent under-19 qualifiers. Was it in Kenya? Western African
the
countries.
team that
managed to give
Western
Uganda a heartbreak of the decade. I do remember Adedeji and Mohamed Taiwo being on
for
that
starters.
team.
You would say Sierra Leone. I think the team you're talking about is the one I think qualifier right now. Lost to Nigeria in Namibia. If I'm not mistaken, I think nations. That was the team again led by Frank Akankwasa. That's
right.
Bust through. Let's try and forget, of course, the one that what happened in Nairobi on that fateful morning. But again, that's the tournament where Nigeria managed to beat both Namibia and position Kenya for the to ensure that the first bowler to be in the sole qualification spot to go to the World Cup.
impressive
But
stuff from
brilliant
Nigeria.
shot
from
Muhammad
Muhammad country
Taiwo,
that is not short of
and,
glory, but has been short of some good luck down here in Entebbe. Wide again. Rezat Ali Shah. These two must have played together in the under-19, the recent under-19 qualifiers. Was it in Kenya? Western African
the
countries.
team that managed to give
Western African
Uganda a
countries play
heartbreak
cricket?
of the decade. I do remember Adedeji and Mohamed Taiwo being
Ghana
on
for
that
starters.
team.
You would say Sierra Leone. I think the team you're talking about is the one I think qualifier right now. Lost to Nigeria in Namibia. If I'm not mistaken, I think nations. That was the team again led by Frank Akankwasa.
Riyazat Ali Shah yet to make headway as a bowler. That's been spliced to a deep point. Nigeria will get 2. Great running from Muhammad Taiwo, who brings up 10 runs on board from 13 balls. A very, very important stand has been taken by these 2 young lads. Riyazat Ali Shah will be looking to change that. My God. Looking absolutely gorgeous out there. Driving everything within their arc. Muhammad Taiwo, perhaps by the end of this tournament, will be tagged an all-rounder.
Adedeji continues to cause a couple of problems for this Ugandan outfit. Manages to find the gap at a vacant third man region. He manages to edge that right over the waiting third man fielder, but that flies down the ground for 4.
Nigeria crossed the 100-run mark, currently at 103 for 6 from 17.5 balls. It is unexpected. It has been unexpected. Oh my God. Bowled full and driven by Adedeji straight to Mhumza Deus, and that will be the end of the over. Mhumza Deus will bring Bilal Hassan to complete his bowling shift. Davis, speaking resources, what are your thoughts on, regardless of how your strike bowlers bowl, what are your thoughts on having them bowl their allotted overs, regardless of how things have gone for them?
I think it's key to understand, one, the roles of some of the players. 2, you also have to have a certain degree of man management aspects in you. You need to understand there are certain bowlers that will feel very hard done if they don't bowl, say, their quarter of overs. However, you have to also understand that there are equally those that would not mind it. As long as the team wins, they will feel they'll take the win as it has come. But it's key as well, especially for guys like fast bowlers, Bilal Hassan. It's key for you to be able to bowl him at 2 very, very important phases of the game. One, up front, when the power play is on, but also him to come back and bowl at the back end of the inning, because you're going to need him to bowl at the back end of the inning in the crunch game. So you need him to try and find his footing, so that at the time you're asking him to bowl, he's not exactly as clueless as you might have imagined if you keep him away from bowling at moments like this.
Muhammad Taiwo goes across the line and misses that by a mile. Bilal Hassan has had a much better spell at the back of this innings, I must say. He is yet to pick up a wicket, but he is at 15 runs from 3 point, and that is a call.
A bit too straight, and that goes down to, of course, down the leg for Mohamed Taiwo. That is a wide, as judged by umpire Eric Wandera. But key is, Donny, as we mentioned earlier, it's key for especially fast bowlers like Bilal Hassan to know and understand which areas they need to be hitting at this point. It's key for them to be looking to bowl one in the block hole or bowl a couple of slower balls, just like that's a much better length. Looking for the block hole because he's going to be required to bowl at the block holes, especially in the final. So he needs to practice it and get it right from here.
Well, that's a very good response from Muhammad Taiwo. He did catch on to that delivery very, very quickly, and he dealt with it very well. But like you mentioned, Davis, the block hole will be the go-to area for a bowler at this point in the game.
Adedeji manages to impress. He continues to impress not just the rest of us that are watching, but I'm sure the Nigerians back in Nigeria, Abuja, Kaduna, in Lagos, they will be absolutely happy to see what he's done for this Nigerian side, and manages to guide that down to backward behind square of point, and does pretty well, picking up 2 runs. And that brings an end to Bilal Hassan's spell for the day. He's gone for 19 runs. Hasn't managed to pick up a wicket. But that for me is good work. He'll probably look to build on from that moving forward. With the last ball of this inning and match, just to let you know, the viewers out there, we are very grateful to have the Dafabet Pearl of Africa T20 series brought to you and powered by Rock Telecom. That are our internet providers for this tournament, together with Uganda Airlines, the national carrier of the Pearl of Africa. Those are companies that have come together with the UCA to put this tournament that is being brought to you live from Entebbe Cricket Oval. Muhammad Taiwo picks up yet another single there. Changing the field there by Riazat Alisha, sends the third man down to the rope and brings the mid wicket up. Adedeji can only manage to punch that to cover, and that's kept just to 1 run by Bilal Hassan. Muhammad Taiwo takes a bit of a swing, but doesn't make the connection that he might have wanted. Riazat Alisha considers just another single.
A little bit of an uphill task at the moment. Definitely the Nigerians left a huge task for themselves to conquer at the end of this innings. And without a doubt, they will fall short, but they will live with their heads high. After putting on a resistance, they should or could have been all out before the 15th over. Oh! And that will be the end of Adedeji. Heartbreaking to watch, but I must say, even the best of us get out at some point.
I like your use of the word us. But yeah, a very, very beautiful inning. A good knock from Adedeji, he's literally led from the front. He's held this Nigerian inning together, but gets out to, you would say, beauty, but for him, I don't think he'll feel very hard done with his efforts this afternoon.
And in walks the birthday boy, Mustafa Yusuf. Walking in, Adedeji has scored 68 or 58 balls. He is Nigeria's top scorer at the moment. 2 balls left in this innings. 2 balls left for Uganda to move to the top of the table. Nigeria are at 102 as take on Kenya in the morning right here. Throws that, but it will still be to no.